next biggest news, I guess, to come out of free agency was Klay Thompson signing a 3-year, $50 million deal with the Dallas Mavericks. This was another situation where it was like, is he going to return to Golden State? Are they going to pay him? Is he going to opt? Is he going to do a sign and trade situation? Maybe go to a Lakers, a Clippers, something along those lines, or is he just going to take a contract, go somewhere else? That's what he did. He went to Dallas on a deal that I'm seeing your face right here, and actually, I want to give the floor to you right now. I want to give you the mic. I want you to talk because I have my thoughts and stuff like that. But judging by your reaction and that face, it seems like you have something to say.
I'm just disappointed. Like that's all. I mean, your pops played for the Lakers, won championships with the Lakers. Your pops
he came out and he said, like, I was praying that he would end his career in LA. Yeah.
Because he covers the team now. He's been doing it for years. Like, I think the whole feel-good story, the whole LeBron-esque I'm coming home type thing.
LeBron gave him a phone call apparently right at the start of free agency.
Dude,
LeBron was going to take a pay cut and all that.
He was going to take a $20 million pay cut in order for the Lakers to pay. I think allegedly it was supposed to be around $80 million for 4 years.
4 years, yeah.
Which is more guaranteed money and more guaranteed years that you wanted from the Warriors, but they didn't give. Instead, you take a 3-year deal for $50 million. And to some degree, I get it. The Mavs were just in the finals. Luka, if you're hitching yourself to his wagon, that's a dude that's probably in the contention as well for being the best player in the league, right? So I'm trying to be understanding. I'm trying to take my bias out. I really am. But to go play with LeBron, I get he's old, but he's still a top 10 player in today's game. Yeah. To go play with Anthony Davis, who showed last season that, hey, I can play in 65-plus games. I can be available when I am. Don't forget about me. I'm a top 5 to top 7 player in today's game. Don't sleep on me. Mm-hmm. And the only reason that we lost these last 2 postseasons is because we didn't have a shooter and an adequate defender to really get us past the hump, over the hump against Denver in this past season and in the Western Conference Finals a season ago. So he was just a missing piece. And you're from here. You idolize Kobe Bryant. You love the Lakers growing up. You went to games. You've probably been to the Forum. I don't know how old Klay is, but he's probably seen the Forum. It all just made sense. But again, maybe in his head, Dallas has a little more for me. I can go here. Maybe it'll be less
state taxes, I guess, was another reason for it. And just kind of bouncing off what you're saying, I'm not surprised he went to Dallas.
No.
But I am more it is confusing to me how this whole situation, right, of him leaving Golden State, the center of all of it was him being disrespected by the organization, them not paying him. He wanted an X amount of money. They weren't willing to give him that money. He wanted an X amount of years. They weren't willing to do that. He told Steph Curry, don't tell ownership to pay me because I want them to do it without being, their best player telling them to do something, right?
Yeah.
And he felt disrespected. Where you kind of have to look at it both sides, all right? Klay Thompson's perspective, I get it. I'm not arguing with that. Listen, you've been with this franchise there. They've been giving money to guys like Steph, Draymond. You want your share. This is your last big contract. You want this, whatever. Now you're having people say, they gave him the max after tearing his ACL. He misses 2 seasons. He's getting paid all this money, right? And then you have situations where it's like, listen, his last game as a Warrior, he shot 0 for 10. And he hasn't been the healthiest guy. He hasn't been the most reliable guy in the world. So it's like, is Klay justified for being this upset, right? He's making this big deal about not getting paid. And then he goes to Dallas, where he takes the least amount of money out of anywhere he could have gone. Again, you could argue the whole state tax thing, the whole how much money you're actually going to make. I understand that. Because if you're going to LA making $20 million a year, I don't have the math in my head, but how much of that is he actually going to make? Compared to if you're in Texas, the contract might be less compared to what he could have gotten in LA on paper, but he might end up making more money from that, if that makes sense. No. Again, I don't have the numbers in front of you or anything like that. But with that being said, I still think the Mavs just made it to the finals. I get that. Like, they need a little bit more, like, they need more shooting. They need an off the ball guy. Klay Thompson, I think, can fit in well there. I'm shocked he didn't go to the Lakers or even the Clippers, to be honest with you. I thought, he could have worked his way into that Clippers now that they lost Paul George, Harden, him, Kawhi. I still think that's a group of guys that are, a few years away from being in the nursing home. But I still think those three guys have something left where they can make a run. They can do something, experienced vets. The Lakers, I was in the camp of it's either going to be the Lakers or the Mavs just because of how much people were talking about him going to Dallas and how high up he was on the list of sweepstakes, whatever. Him, LeBron, and AD, I think that would have been a pretty good trio. I think he would have fit very well next to LeBron and all the other pieces they have there still, like Austin Reeves. D'Angelo Russell is probably going to get shipped off at some point, but I am surprised he didn't go to LA, not even considering the fact that he's from the area. I mean, it does factor into it, but just more so the money and the opportunity. I think he'd have a better opportunity in LA personally than Dallas. But hey, again, to each their own. Maybe he just you really wanted to change your scenery, getting out of the state of California. And and that's all it is, I guess.
Yeah, like I said, I'm disappointed in the move just because I'm biased. Of course, I want, a top 5 to 6 shooter all time on my team, especially when we struggled with 3-point percentage last year. I would love to add Klay Thompson to the mix of LeBron. And what else do you put around LeBron? Notoriously, he's always had good shooters around him. Well, why not probably put the best shooter that he could have possibly played with right next to him? That would have been great.
True.
But, I think Dallas did make the most sense. Again, they're fresh off a finals appearance. And I think it's really more so that Luka's 25 years old, 26 years old. That's if I'm Klay, I'm probably thinking about future contracts to where by the time I'm in the contract year next year, 2027 or whatever it is, whenever I know I'm about to get paid again, I know I'm going to be 35, 36, whatever it is, but maybe I can play my way into another similar deal. The CBA is going to go up again. Maybe I can make more money with Dallas to stay here for more years, wrap it up.
Yeah, I think he can put up good numbers in Dallas. Yes. Kyrie and Luka taking all the attention from him. He's going to be left open a lot. He's going to be doing what he does best, and that's shooting that rock.
We'll see.
I'm a
little skeptical.